So many things wrong with me. Is this property hotter if it comes with a squatter? This real estate listing includes a tenant with no lease. So after you buy it, you probably have to call the police. A Virginia home is already under contract after a few days on the market, after being listed for $800,000 in cash, with the stipulation that the owner will not be able to even see the downstairs because there's already another person living there with no lease. Cash only, plus a mystery tenant. This sounds legit. The listing was very clear that the 5-bedroom, 3-bathroom home needs about $25,000 in renovation, as there are issues such as a broken dishwasher and a toilet that is shut off because it leaks to the lower level. Oh, this sounds like the Ritz-Carlton in Mogadishu. Anyway, it is not clear if the person living there is a previous owner or a squatter, but who knows? It may be a hot chick.
A sexist would say.
My mistake. Could be a freeloading relative who's also a hot chick. Huh?
A sexist would say.
Okay, fine. Either way, you should never make real estate decisions based on whether there's a hot chick living there, unless she's got a rack.
A sexist would say.
I wasn't finished. I wasn't a rack of really wonderful spices and a nice ass.
A sexist would say.
A petting zoo with a little donkey. All right. Jimmy, I couldn't end that segment, so we just kept it going. Theory?
Well, first of all, it's nice to see someone buying a house besides Black Lives Matter. I think that was nice. My theory, for real, I know. My theory for real is that I think the ad is fake. And I think it was made to go viral because everyone reacts to something like this.
Oh, you're ruining the story.
No. That's just, I'm not done, okay? But that's where I started is I actually think it was fake, but I do think there's people out there that would buy this anyway. I think the person who actually bought it has an interest in probably reality TV because there's something to be accomplished here by having the mystery person. You know, they have the masked singer.
Yeah.
You have the masked tenant or whatever the hell it is. You know, I think there might be a story.
Sean, let me hear your theory.
This guy's a quitter.
Oh, yeah.
What an unbelievable opportunity to just go head-to-head with a tenant in your basement. And he's just packing it in like this, $800K, and he's calling it a day. No way.
I love how every story so far is, if only I was there.
I would have fought the tenant. I would have fought the tenant and the mailman.
You got to get creative. This guy's got to get creative.
Yeah.
He's got an unbelievable opportunity, and he's just letting it go.
Yeah, he could have turned it into something fun.
Yeah, this is a great idea.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Unmasked, I don't know how, I didn't want to speak up, but unmasked tenant?
Yeah, like the masked singer.
That's actually, as a TV show, is a great idea.
Great, yeah. About it.
Almost as good as some of the shows I've pitched. You know, Tyrus, my theory is that it's the adult child of parents who couldn't get him out, and they figured this would get him out finally if they just sold the place with him in it.
Those are all nice and touching theories.
Uh-oh.
But, I just watched this really disturbing Netflix documentary about just these situations. Mm-hmm. If you're willing to just sell the house and leave the person in there, that means you pretty much ran out of everything because you can't touch them. Like the laws I saw, like you could, if you would have went down and because my first response would have been to grab him and throw his ass out the house. Mm-hmm. Then the police would have come and arrested me out my house, and he would have been able to go back in. Mm-hmm. If they have mail that can be delivered, once mail is delivered to the house, they've established residency. And it's easy for apartment complexes and stuff to evict people because they have lawyers and they have all the paperwork and stuff. But for private citizens, it is a lot of paperwork and it can take up to a year to evict somebody. So this has been a battle forever. And they tried, in the documentary, they tried, one lady threw a party every night.
Ah!
Every night,
That's
a weed-smoking party every night to try to get rid of this guy. And they ended up getting in a fight, and she ended up getting kicked out of her own apartment, and he hit her with a restraining order. We're seeing a lot of this. It's one of those stories where you want to laugh, but because of the pandemic, one of the things was you couldn't evict anybody. Mm-hmm. And a lot of squatters really took advantage, and this is what desperate people are doing now. They're throwing. He probably didn't want. I mean, $800,000 is great. But, you know, I don't know what the actual value of the house is, but it's sad that they're just throwing their hands up because you can't even old-fashioned go down. Like, the only good thing in that story I heard is that the toilet was leaking.
Yeah.
I would have drilled a hole in every toilet in my house and left my showers on.
None of the toilets were working, Kat. But anyway, that's not a question.
No.
It could be, though. Why are none of the toilets working? No, anyway, what's your theory?
Look, it can be hard to get someone out of your living space if you.
You sound like either you were on one side of that equation.
I was on the side of the person paying for it, and there was someone who's saying, you remember?
I remember it well.
There was someone who was hanging around my living space, and at first it was like, okay, he cleans, but I hated him, and I tried to kick him out so many times, but there was always an excuse, like I twisted my ankle at my shift at ABC Kitchen, and now I can't leave. It was always something, but I eventually did get him out.
How did you get him out?
I really wouldn't let him make excuses anymore, but it went on for months.
Really?
And then he got Water's World. And
Yeah, good job.
Yeah. Well done, Jesse.
Oh, God. He was like, when are you coming home? I'm like, why are you in my home?
It's not home.
You're not my boyfriend.
That's
He wasn't my boyfriend, but he did live there.
Now, that's the most bizarre thing I've ever heard. Was he a friend?
No.
Oh, God.
Yeah, she used to explain this to
Okay,
the
let's
bar
just
every
cancel the
night
rest
for
of
like
the
a week.
segment.
Yeah.
Let's just cancel the rest of the segments and
Stop.
figure this
I'm
out.
now a healthy person, and I don't do stuff like that anymore.
All right.
I heard of stray cats, but stray people?
Yeah.
Straight people. He was a straight person.
She put out a bowl of milk.
I
and
met
it
him
came
at
back
the
every
stumble.
night.
I met him at
You
the
can't feed
stumble
those
in,
stray
and things
people.
just escalated from there.
All right.
They're worse than raccoons. You can't